Hey, it's wow, check that out. You guys see that often? I have to tell you before I even get into who I am and what I'm doing. Do you see that? That's a cat. I came here and I had three cats that belonged to me, which is, one cat past that tipping point. And since I've been here, two more cats have sort of become mine. So, and these windows behind me they're made out of like this plastic Maya, they call it down here. So where am I? First of all, I'm Sarah Sherman, and if you guys know me, wow, it's so good to virtually connect with you. It's so good. I miss seeing everybody. I miss giving you guys hugs. I just want to spend some time on the phone with you. I want to spend some time on Zoom calls and reconnect and check in and see how everyone's doing. We've had quite a year so far, and there's lots of people telling us what to think, how to think, where to be, who to argue with. And I just want to encourage all of us to rise out and rise above to what this narrative is, and let's not create enemies with each other, because in doing so we're just finding an enemy that we have inside ourselves. I want to encourage us to get into our heart centers. I want to encourage us to do that inner healing there and step out of the media narration, step out of the state of fear, and find that place of wellness within and in connection with the universe. Because there is, even in this time, a hope and a future, and there is, even in this time, a place to be restored, to be rekindled, to become exactly what you're meant to be on this planet. And many of us, even before this happened, were sitting in desks or jobs that just didn't feel connected to our inner souls and wondering, why we're here. We're having that sense of isolation and boredom even then. And, part of that isolation and boredom is really what caused me to go deeper and deeper and deeper and get my foundation more and more together during this time. For those of you that know me, and as long as you've known me, you have always known that I say that I walk with God and I love Yahshua. But the way my foundation was shook this last year, it really caused me to inventory these parts of my life and getting rid of the things that no longer served me or held me bound to something that really wasn't a part of me at all. And that's possible for all of us, if we're feeling lonely, if we're feeling restricted, if we're feeling in fear. I'm just here to tell you that there is a way out, there is hope, there is a solution. And there is food for those that are truly starving within our souls. So if you need to, man, I love you guys. Just call me, send me a text, and, you can come too. So that goes on to this new project that I've gotten into. When I was in quarantine, I was sitting in a house that made it very easy for me to travel, and I was living around people that maybe I didn't know in an intimate level. And when this thing happened, I realized how different these people and I were, and how important, even now, how important it is to be around people that are like-minded and choose the things that we choose. I've always had big gardens as long as I can remember, and since I've definitely been in Ecuador, I've had huge gardens, and so it's really important to be able to sustain life, and be around people that are into things like this. So I've moved. I got out of Dodge, pretty much, and I got closer to people that really reflect who I am. I'm living in a small farming community, less than 2,000 people, on a hillside in the middle of nowhere. I'm like tracking distance to Machu Picchu. If we give you a card ride, you can do some walking. But that's where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm on a huge 13 hectare plus abandoned eco farm. When we got here, it was just filled with rubbish, dirt, dust, and mold, and we've spent several months just cleaning it and putting in gardens and celebrating, just celebrating, really, really celebrating. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to launch my new site, iamguardian.org. And it's going to talk about sustainability and how to that we are stewards of ourselves, and we're stewards of this planet. It was the first and primary objective that when we were created, it was written that we were given, is to become stewards of the earth, to take good care of the earth, to take good care of ourselves, and to take good care of the animals. And I'm sort of that voice that's calling out right now, calling us back to our roots, calling us back to our inner person and our inner center, to get connected so we can participate and live according to how we're supposed to live, walking with the Creator, walking with Christ, and loving and respecting and taking good care of the Mother Earth. And do you see that? What is that? Wow, we have bunnies and chickens and hens here. We've got all kinds of animals. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to show you my site too. And let's see, I actually wrote down a couple of things to talk about. Oh, and I don't know if I'm going to do this properly. You know, I'm like, this is my first YouTube adventure, right? But I was reading like these ancient texts, and a lot of people get scared to read some ancient texts because other people tell them not to read them because they're going to be scared. And so when they read these ancient texts, they get sort of fearful because they forget when they're reading these ancient texts, you could possibly be the person that wrote them's friend. So there was this thing that I was reading, and it said, "How abundant are the good things that you have stored up for those who love you, that you bestow in the sight of all. In the shelter of your presence, you hide them from all human intrigues. You keep them safe in your dwelling from accusing tongues." And I was just thinking about that, like, you know, with all these intrigues going on, you know, there's he said, she said, what's going on, this is going on, oh my goodness, it's going on, you know. And it's a lot of wear and tear and burden on the heart and the mind and the soul. You know, if you're not at a place that's in the primary investigation point of these intrigues, or looking at these intrigues, or demolishing these intrigues, like it's just this weight on the heart. So I want to comfort my soul and soothe my soul and be in a place where I'm sheltered from these intrigues. I don't have to worry about these intrigues. And I think one of the biggest ways where we can really be in that presence is through surrender and praise and worship. You know, it's that gratitude practice. It's that gratitude practice. And it is a practice. You know, when you start something new, most people are masters at it. They're just beginning something. And so when you start something new, you start a practice. And if you've been stuck behind your screen, like, you know, I admit I was there for a while, and you're just watching these things happen, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Begin a practice. I want to encourage you to cultivate this practice, just stepping back and finding a little quiet space and actually turning off all these things, even where you saw me today on YouTube or wherever, and just start saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let these burdens sort of just lift off and just start going away. It's almost like we're resisting this fear and tension. And when we resist these things through our gratitude, these things cease to have such a stronghold. And we just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And what is extremely hard or challenging to start at the beginning gets easier and easier over time. So my heart goes out to everybody wherever you are, and I just want to say thank you for being you. Thank you for being here right now. Thank you for being on this planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you to every walk, every color, every race, every part of life, because truly we all are sisters and brothers on this planet. We're all given birth and created out of the same elements, no matter who we are. Male or female, everybody, we are all created out of the same elements. All of our breath is given to us by the Creator of the universe, and all of our hearts feel like each other. You know, and that's the thing, that's the law. That was the whole law, the very, very thick book. It said, when Christ came, he said, you know, the law of the prophets is to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and just to love others as you love yourself. And if you find yourself struggling to love another, let God in and let God love you in that part. so you have more love to give. Because we're all in this together. We all breathe the same air. We're drinking the same water. You know, it's where it comes from nature. And we all need to stand up and stand together and be able to take good care of this planet and each other. Because that's it. That's who we are. That's what we have. And so I'm going to say a quick little prayer because I think this might be good. And, just lift up to your heart to the one that created the heavens and the earth, that holds the universe in the palm of their hand. You know, the name is so great. It's even unpronounceable by me. And many people, I think, down here we get nicknames. But, I just want to surrender my thoughts and my mind. And I want to say, thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator of the heavens and the earth. I just want to invite you right now. I want to invite your spirit here. I want to invite your spirit here. And I want to pray for your children. I want to pray for my brothers and sisters and friends. I just pray right now, wherever anybody's struggling, anybody that's struggling, anybody that feels like this time is under a great curse, or this time they don't feel very protected. I want to pray that just by hearing the words of this prayer, that you would intimately and personally touch them with your spirit and bring hope and bring renewal and bring a sense of well-being that wasn't there before they started watching this. And I pray that a relationship begins to cultivate with you and your son Yahshua. And I just want to thank you. I 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 pray you put a hedge of protection about us, a hedge of protection that we do not have to fear at night. And I want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Amen. And thank you guys for listening. And I hope to see some of you soon or do some writing to me soon. And many blessings. It's Sarah Sherman, lifedot.com, and IamGuardian.org.